It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you back to Birdland. A big crowd coming in for Game 2 of this 4-game set, with the Tigers coming away with a 2-run win in the ball game last night. For the Orioles, it has been a pleasant surprise in that starting rotation. Chris Tillman did struggle in the ball game last night, but the Orioles have had outstanding starts, and they hope Kevin Gausman will get them back on that run tonight. Kevin Gausman has not lost in his last 7 starts. He has 5 wins, no losses, and 2 decisions in those games, and the last 3 in particular have been outstanding. Getting him going, that part of that responsibility goes to the catcher. Caleb Joseph caught the last game for Gausman. He will start again tonight. Here's what Caleb said after the last outing.
We know we have to get his split going, and we'd like to get his slider going as best as we can. Sometimes the split's just a better option early on, and then really using that slider late in the game. But his fastball command was on point. It was tremendous. He was locating it when he needed to, elevating when he needed to, and I think it all starts and begins with fastball command. It's what he's done the last 4 starts, and it's what he did last year. This is a recipe for success for Kevin.
And Mike, it really looks like Kevin Gausman has settled into that great routine that you like to see a starter have.
I think so, and I think it all comes down to his focus. You know, I think early on in the year there was a lot of pressure on Kevin Gausman. He was thrust into the number 1 spot, you know, making the opening day start. There's a lot to live up to there, a lot of hype involved, and I don't know if Kevin was just quite ready for it. Yeah, he had a strong second half last year, but mentally, I think he just internalized too many things, and he couldn't just naturally free himself up. And it's taken a little while for him to do that, obviously. It was a tough first half for him, but I think his focus is better right now on the task at hand. Throwing strikes, he's kind of internalized. He said, listen, I got to figure out the solution to these problems, and it's about being more aggressive in the strike zone, trusting his stuff. You heard Caleb Joseph talking about using the secondary pitches more, and he's done that here recently, so he believes in his stuff, and it's showing up. The results are incredible right now for Gausman.
Orioles almost had a big comeback win in the ballgame last night. The offense continues to produce as it has virtually all of this season. They've got great output now from Beckham at short. He has had a great start in the Orioles uniform. They will be without Trey Mancini tonight. That foul ball off his knee, as Buck Showalter said, was like taking a line drive off your knee. They hope he'll be back ready to go tomorrow. Smith will get the start as the DH tonight.
Yeah. The Orioles offense has been, you know, consistent, to say the least, here recently at a high level. And Beckham coming in, boy, he looks comfortable. He has been swinging the bat. Nice home run, the opposite field, picked up a triple, a couple doubles as well, just in 3 games with the Orioles. So yeah, the Orioles offense, I think, is going to be there for him. They're going to be tested tonight. Verlander's on his game here recently. His fastball velocity's up. He's got a lot of strikeouts going right now, mixing in the big curveball. So it's going to be a challenge once again, but I think the Orioles offense is up to it. It's a matter of Kevin Gausman keeping the focus through another strong game.
With the Tigers in town, a little microphone right there. That's for Ernie Harwell. Ernie, the great broadcaster, of course, with the Detroit Tigers for all those years. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups. Tigers and Orioles, Game 2. Settle back. to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. What a gorgeous summer night here at Camden Yards. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? 84 degrees, humidity down to 57. Clear skies here tonight. A little breeze blowing out towards center field. Here's the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers under Brad Ausmus. Kinsler, Adichie, and Upton. Cabrera, Castellanos, Martinez, Matuk, McCann, Iglesias. For James McCann, he continued his hit streak in his last at bat last night, up to 13 coming into tonight.
Yeah, let's take a look at Kevin Gausman's pitch arsenal this season. Got all three here, but the four-seam fastball has been huge here. Locating it very well recently, driving it to the bottom of the zone, but working all four quadrants, actually hitting his spots and helping his secondary pitches play up. So that splitter usage, that's gone up as well, using it against the right-handers more. And I think that's a huge turnaround for Kevin Gausman. The earned run average starting to come down. Only one earned run his last 20 2/3 innings of work. Well, that'll do the trick. And the batting average, of course, coming down as well. The big numbers in the first half of the season. The opponent's hitting .308 off Gausman.
Kevin will carry a 1-1 mark into tonight's game against the Detroit Tigers. He has an ERA of 4.82 against them. Those are career numbers. The sixth start of his career. He has not been in against them this season. So Gausman looking to even up after the loss last night. Tigers came away with a 7-5 victory as they picked up those 7 runs in the first 3 innings and held on for the win. Helped out by Ian Kinsler, who had the leadoff home run in the ball game last night, number 10 on the year. That extended his hit streak to 6 games on the season. Kinsler is 7 for 12 with a homer off Gausman, and we are underway as Kevin is in with a strike.
Well, that's one thing Kevin Gausman certainly improved on. That first pitch strike percentage has been up in his last 3 starts. And Kevin Gausman, we're talking about the focus that he's had here on every pitch, it seems, recently, and that's a key to his success. I think early on, so many pitchers getting caught up in the got to go deeper in a ball game, got to go deeper in a ball game, and it's really one pitch at a time.
Yeah. Pitch is going to be taken outside. Kinsler, who's 1 for 3 in the ball game last night, was the home run. Great year against the Orioles, 7 for 20, a homer and 3 RBIs this year. Detroit's got a 3-1 edge in the season series coming into tonight. Big chopper is going to go to Manny. The charity hop is his for the out.
I like that one. Manny Machado, easy play. Wow. Take a look at the Orioles defense. Gentry, Jones, and Rickard. Yeah, the defensive outfield back up there. The 18. Beckham and Scope up the middle. Machado and Davis on the corners. And Caleb Joseph doing the catching tonight. And how about the defense the Orioles put on last night? A triple play. Machado to Scope and on to Davis for 3 big outs. Helping Tillman early in the ball game. A nice play right there. It has been a highlight film every night. This Oriole defense, they're on top of their game.
And Adichie at the plate there, right fielder. Orioles now with 2 triple plays on the season, along with the White Sox in 16 and Milwaukee in 2016. 3 triple plays for the White Sox that year and 2 for Milwaukee, and multi triple plays for the Orioles this year. Adichie last night ended up with an 0 for 2, getting the start in right field. Outfield plays him to go the other way. Manny Machado in at third base, and a big swing. Went 0 for 2 in the game last night. There you see the defensive alignment put up here. Adichie, while being a senior minor league player, not a lot of time in the majors, but has good speed. We saw him run some out last night, made plays close. That one in the air to left field. Pretty good wood going back, warning track wall. Up and goodbye home run. Adichie delivers a homer the opposite way into the first row, just out of the reach of Gentry. And the Tigers pick up right where they left off in the first inning last night.
Yeah, early runs with home runs, solo shots. Unfortunately, just a solo home run. Adichie's first home run of the season. High fives there from the Tigers. Gausman trying to establish the fastball early. You see Caleb Joseph wanting it inside. And we've seen this before. Fastball leaking back over the middle of the plate. Adichie making him pay, but look at that effort by Gentry. Getting that shoulder up and over the left field wall.
Just out of his reach. And a 1-0 lead. Home run number 20 against Kevin Gausman on the year. and 11 of those have been hit by the right-handers. So Kevin surrenders the home run to Adducci, and here is Upton. Upton, long ball out last night. Ian Kinsler had first inning home runs. Upton 1 for 4 in the game with that homer. Contributing RBIs this season, he's had 3 against the Orioles. Adducci in his major league career, that's only his second major league home run. He had only 41 in the minors in all kinds of games, over 900 games. So Adducci's not a home run hitter, minor league career or here. But you never know that by his first at bat.
That's right. You know, I think Gausman's velocity helped that one. He's just trying to put the ball in play. A line drive hitter that squared that one up and got good carry.
1 ball, 2 strike count to Upton. Upton with a 2 for 5 lifetime off Kevin Gausman. Upton's having a great year. He is 10th in runs scored, leading the Tigers, and he's tied for 6th in RBIs. He's kept a big average going all season long, hitting that number 3 spot for him. Upton will reach and foul it back.
Nice try right there with the Gausman fastball, 97. Nice easy treat. Cheese coming out of that right arm. And the location will help him play his secondary pitches off. He can decide to the power slider down and away. I like him using that split finger. I don't care if it's lefty or righty. It's a nasty pitch off the heater.
2-2 delivery on the way, and Upton will take it outside. Upton finished up July with a .322 average. Had a great month. And he's got a 5-game hit streak coming into this game, having 8 hits in his last 22 at-bats for Justin Upton. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat. 3-2. And another one going to be fouled away. So Upton hanging in for the Tigers. Tigers come in 50 and 57. They are 8.5 out of the division race for Brad Ausmus's ball club. Orioles 2 games below 500. 3.5 out of the wild card race with 4 teams in front of them, and 6.5 off the division lead. Upton down to third, fair ball. It'll go into foul territory and head into the corner. It'll be chased down by Gentry on his way to second base. Stand up double, and Upton's got a 6-game hit streak. He takes care of that in his first at bat.
Well, Upton getting himself into a good hitting position really on all these pitches from Gausman, fouling off some real tough pitches with high velocity. And here finally a fastball in that inside corner, 95 miles an hour. But his position so well, able to react and react quickly. Look at the bat head just coming through the zone, pulling the hands in tight, just staying fair as it bounces up over third base. Upton finding himself in scoring position.
Tigers last night were 3 for 6 in these situations. Cabrera had one of those hits as he picked up 2 RBIs with a double. 1 for 4 in the ball game. Miguel will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Cabrera thought that one was inside a little bit. Not going to get the benefit of the doubt on that one.
The spot, good fastball in there.
There is Chris Tillman, who last batter faced in the ball game for Tillman was Cabrera, who gave up a 2 RBI double in the 3rd inning and knocked Chris out of the game. Pitches a strike. Anthony's on the outside corner, working in and out on Cabrera.
That's definitely going to be his key, but it's the ability to locate both in and out, hit the spots instead of fastball leaking back over the middle of the plate.
Runner, big lead off second base for Upton. Cabrera will take one again up and in, back him off the plate. On the season for Cabrera, as he smiles at the pitch inside, he's .272 in these situations. And I had a comment for Doug Edding, obviously of the gentler variety, as they're both smiling.
Right.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Orioles keep that defense in the infield well spread out, and the pitch is taken away. Scope has moved over a couple of times on Upton, but with Upton's speed, any base hit he's going to score on. So they're not willing to give up ground in the infield to Cabrera, the hitter.
I see the tough first inning for Kevin Gausman. It started to look like things turned around a little bit, but once again puts another run on the board there. 17 earned runs.
Inside off the fist, fouled away. Cabrera, the future Hall of Famer, mowing down a number of lists as he rolls along this year. Right now on the home run list, he's 37th. He's got 459. He's only 3 shy of Canseco and Adam Dunn, who are tied for 35th all time in home runs. Count remains at 2-2. Cabrera, another foul ball back, and the hitters here in the first inning forcing some long counts with some foul balls.
Yeah, well, Kevin just got away with one there. He was about to add to that home run total. How about that career? 318, 15th season here, 459, 1,600 RBIs. Got over almost 2,500 hits. I bet he's got over it. He's got well over 2,500 hits now. So he's going to be a 3,500 club member.
And again, loops that one foul the other way. So the count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kevin forced up to 23 on that pitch count here in the first inning. Kevin coming in with these little rocky starts he had in the first couple of months. He's still up there, second high in hits surrendered in the league, and he's given up the 3rd most earned runs of any pitcher in the American League, but far different over the last couple of months. 2-2 pitch on the way, and he gets him. Retired him on a 2-2 for his first strikeout.
Now reaching back, Cabrera shaking the head, thinking he should have got to this one. He doesn't realize it's 98 up and in. Tough pitch to get to. Even one of the best hitters of all time. Hard time squaring up that kind of cheese. Well located by Kevin Gausman. Big time pitch. Get a big time hitter.
So that'll leave the runner at second base with 2 down. Cabrera to the pine with a K. Castellanos coming up. Castellanos had an 0 for 4 in the ballgame last night. He's continued his tough time against the Orioles. 1 for 15. Timeout asked for by Caleb Joseph. Castellanos just a 109 lifetime average against the Orioles. Just one of those things hard to explain, well below what he does overall as a hitter. But just can't seem to pick up against the Orioles, and Gausman hopes that lasts. Breaking ball will be taken down low. Doug Eddings is one of the few umpires left who actually throws the ball himself back to the pitcher. And with the number of balls that get thrown out of a ball game nowadays, he's going to have a sore right arm.
You got that right. My goodness.
Be a lot of tosses out there. 1-0 pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss and a good movement away. 1-1.
Yeah, real good. That slider a little more cutterish, made it look more like a fastball coming out of the hand. And Castellano trying to catch up to the big cheese ball. Gausman rushing it up there tonight.
Speaking of Doug Eddings behind the plate, nobody among the active umpires more favors the pitcher than does Doug Eddings. We'll see if that holds true tonight. Inside, good jam shot. You see Kevin here in the inning working in and out on these Detroit hitters, and he gets ahead here 1-2.
Now this season, Kevin more consistent on that arm side with the location of his fastball. That glove side's been giving him a problem as that fastball leaks out over, and that sort of Ducci hit. This ball's supposed to be driven in there under the arms, and it's a little tentative driving it in.
Castellanos 2 for 6 with a homer off Gausman. Wanted to go after that. Leaned, but kept the bat back, and the count will go to 2-2. They've talked with Castellanos about maybe moving off third base for another position, depending on their needs for next year. The Tigers are in the regroup mode for the 2018 season. He said he'd be more than happy to do that if that's what would benefit the club. He's played a good third base for him. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and he's going to get one to short. Jonathan Beckham rather moves over and hauls it in. So a run on 2 hits, the home run by Ducci, and the Tigers are up 1-0. for the Friday night affair at Camden Yards. Let's take a look at the Orioles lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Jones, Machado, and Scope. Davis, Beckham, and Rickert. Smith gets the DH role. Joseph and Gentry. For Craig Gentry, over the last 5, he has been racking them up offensively.
And let's take a look at Justin Verlander's pitch arsenal this season. 4-seam fastball playing big again for Verlander. Rushing it up there, mid to high 90s with the cheese ball. Of course, got the good curve and the power slider to go along with it. But everything plays off his fastball, and it has his whole career. He's been pitching pretty well here recently, lowering that .429 earned run average in search of his 7th win. But has made his 22 starts this season. The opponent's hitting just .251, but it is and has been susceptible to the long ball. 15 this year.
And the 34-year-old's delivery to Adam Jones will be fouled away. Adam up to 272, big 2 for 3 in the ball game last night. He's had pretty good success off Verlander, a .268 average and 3 home runs off Justin Verlander. Verlander, of course, great career. 179 and 113 for Verlander.
Adam Jones, some good numbers. How about last year? On May 13th, take one up into the Oriole bullpen. Jones, some big-time numbers off Verlander. Big power numbers.
1-1 delivery. That will miss outside for a ball. Verlander, the MVP of the American League and a unanimous Cy Young Award winner in the same year. That was 2011. Became just the 10th pitcher to win both the MVP and the Cy Young Award same season. He was the Rookie of the Year in 06 with the Tigers. That one to right center field. Matuk over. Matuk gets there. Line drive stayed up.
All right, nice play right there by the Tigers center fielder Matuk. Let's take a look at the rest of the Tigers defense. Upton and Aducci will join him in the outfield. Iglesias and Kinsler turning 2 up the middle with Castellanos and Cabrera on the corners, and McCann back behind the plate.
There is Manny Machado. Manny had an 0 for the ball game last night, but RBI wise contributed again for the Orioles, up to 55 on the year in that RBI department now. Verlander had a 5-game losing streak before his last outing with a win against Houston. Had a strong start against the Astros. No runs, 5 hits over 6 innings. So he's trying to get back on track. This has been a ballpark where he's really done well. He is 7-1 here at Camden Yards and has an ERA of 2.63 in this ballpark. The Orioles have not hit well against him. He has 51 strikeouts in 55 innings pitched against the O's here in Baltimore. Machado waiting on it, and he will go the other way, and that'll end up in the seats for a foul ball.
Well, he's always had the big strikeout numbers throughout his career. A power pitcher, a true version of it. He has been an ace really his whole career. They're starting to have whispers, maybe Fulmer taking over that ace spot away from him back in Detroit. But boy, recently he's been throwing the ball pretty well for this team.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Manny Machado. And he will take it outside. Here in this ballpark over those years, the Orioles have hit just over 200 against him. 202 batting average here at Camden Yards. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Straight up D. Little breeze continues to blow. Center, left center. Right-hander's delivery to Manny, and that will just miss inside. Verlander thought he might have had one.
Yeah, he wanted that one. Hopping around a little bit.
And the flags out there in left center field behind the bullpens. Just a gorgeous evening. Sunset time here in Baltimore. Machado has worked it. 3-2. Verlander's delivery to him, foul back into the screen. Manny's gone 5 for 21 off the Detroit right-hander. And Manny, of course, has picked the pace up before the All-Star break and has continued it. A good hot bat for the Orioles. 3-2 on a 7th pitch. He's going to get a base hit into left center field. Manny on. Matuk up with it. And the Orioles have their first hit of the evening. That'll bring up Jonathan Scope. And our Coons.com league leaderboard, when you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Now, Oriole All-Star Jonathan Schoop. Take a look at these numbers and his American League ranks. Second with extra base hits, the 52 RBI. Well, he's going to be taking that lead over pretty soon. 79 on the year, 122 hits, is sixth in the American League. Slugging percentage impressive at .555 and 28 doubles. Tied for ninth. Of course, all of those numbers lead the Orioles in the offensive categories. Jonathan Schoop having a monster offensive year.
Also tied for ninth in home runs, tied for fifth in multi-hit games. Breaking ball for a strike. And he is seventh in the American League in runs. Phenomenal year for Jonathan Schoop. And I think fair to say, if the Orioles were to make it to the postseason, Jonathan Schoop's got some MVP votes coming his way. And it may depend on how the Orioles go, whether they can get there or not. I mean, he deserves them in any event, but the outcome for the team in large part factors into voting in the MVP department.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, Bucks moved him up into the more productive spot since he's shown more consistency. You see before the break, 295, pretty good numbers for Schoop. How about since the break? Just raking, 346.
Breaking ball away for Jonathan. Production.
Yeah, 25 RBIs the last 17 games. Been on a nice little roll, driving in runs. And large part of that, Adam Jones has been hot at the leadoff spot. And Manny Machado's batting average picking back up, getting on base more consistently. And Jonathan Schoop reaping the rewards with the RBIs.
One behind Nelson Cruz for the lead. And that pitch tailed away. Out in front of it, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Cruz has got 80 RBIs. Schoop with a 79. Judge now with 75 has moved down to third place. Judge is still the leader, home runs in the American League with 34. And Altuve still has the best batting average at .365 and leads the league with 151 hits.
That's it.
That's it. That's all he's got.
151 hits.
1-2 delivery on the way and just missed away with it. A 2-ball 2-strike count on Schoop.
Verlander won a couple calls here early on in the ball game. Power slider there. Nice tilt, just missing the edge, and more of a pitcher's pitch. I think he was expecting Schoop to swing at that more than want the called strike.
That's a tough pitch to lay off when you're down on the count. 2-2. Manny at first base with one away. Schoop will go after it. He came back inside, and the strikeout is the 127th of the season for Verlander.
I'll take a look at the Mercedes pitch cast here. Working a steady diet down in the zone, but this one kind of loses here. This was unintentional. A little backup slider. You see McCann setting up down and away. And it works back up and in. But this, boy, if pitchers could control this, command it, the backup slider, it would be one of the better pitches in the game. And it seems like it always becomes effective, as long as it's not in the middle of the plate, because hitters expect it to drop back down in. They see the spin, never gets there.
Here is Chris Davis. Chris had an 0 for 2 in the ball game last night. Did get on base, however, and helped out. Back to the bag easily on the throw over. Chris ended up with a walk in the fourth inning and would score, and a sac fly picked up by Castillo. Also had a walk second inning and got caught stealing in his first attempt of the year. And Chris will take the pitch. It'll be there for a strike. Davis 7 for 29 lifetime off Verlander. Chris getting the bat going now with all those games missed, getting back into swing mode at the major league level. He has always hit well against the Tigers. 275 lifetime average, 13 home runs. Verlander trying to get him to go after one a little higher, and the count's 1-1.
Better be careful out there. Let the crusher get his arms extended. Taking him deep.
Manny Machado with the base hit. He remains over there at first base. 1-1 delivery on the way. Strike call. High strike again. Keep that in mind. Verlander and Gausman will. Pitchers maybe going to get the benefit and get the call on these pitches that are up.
How about that? He's targeting the up and away spot there. 3 pitches, and I guess showing the consistency that he can get it up there. Finally gets rewarded with the call. Seemed like all 3 of them well up and out of the zone.
Defense goes into the shift in the infield and stayed there. So Verlander, who came in 10th in strikeouts, picks up 2 here in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on. Coast Guard is brought to you by DynCorp International. We serve today for a better tomorrow. By Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, veterans, and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured, NCUA. The Coast Guard, one of America's 5 armed forces. Its roots go back to 1790. We thank all of our armed forces for their dedication in protecting safety and security. The good old U.S. of A. For young people, if they think about going into the service, sometimes the Coast Guard gets overlooked. You get some great duty in the Coast Guard. Fouled off. There are some beautiful sites where the Coast Guard works, and it's great fun if you love being on the sea. And of course, there are a lot of land jobs, but not a bad way to make a living and serve the country.
Right.
Here is Victor Martinez. DH, 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. Never had a hit off Gausman in 13 at bats. 0 for 13.
That's good news for Kevin Gausman.
The old glass half full, half empty. He's due, or I own him. Which is it? Strike taken. Take a look at the shift. StatCast provided the look. It's powered by AWS.
Big shift here. A lack of speed can let the Oriole defense move back. Even Manny Machado well back on the shortstop side.
And he'll get him on a K, so maybe he owns him.
I think so. Extra life up to the top of the strike zone. Both he and Verlander. A little extra when they want it. 96 there. Pinpoint location. Up and away. Catching that outer edge. The life as that ball just kind of zooms. Stays true through the top of the zone.
That'll bring Matuk to the plate. 1 for 3 in the ball game last night for their center fielder. Carries an unbelievable .412 career average against the Orioles. He's gone 2 for 6 games played this year. Formerly with Tampa Bay. Saw him in a number of games, number of roles playing with the Rays. 0-1 delivery on the way. Strike on the inside corner. Turns around to have a conversation with Doug Eddings.
Yeah, a couple questionable calls there on that inside corner of the righties. We'll keep targeting that spot.
That'll be up and away. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. Gausman coming in with his 24th start. The Orioles are 12-11 in the previous 23 he has had. Bounces one out in front. Last game against Texas, he was just untouchable. So close to a complete ball game. And Buck Showalter wanted him to have it. But as Kevin said afterwards, you give up a walk in that 9th inning, you're probably gone. And so is Matuk. Strikeout number 3.
Now Matuk shaking the head there. Questionable call on the inside corner for the first strike, but this is a dart. 97 miles an hour, painting the outside corner. Another good fastball, well located by Gausman. That's the inside edge, and I think Matuk kind of thinking about that inside corner. You see that front hip, and to cheat a little bit. There you go, trying to cheat to the Gausman fastball.
So 2 Ks here in the inning. And here's McCann, 13-game hit streak for the Tiger catcher. James extending it last night in his final at bat, with McCann picking up a 2-out base hit in the top of the 9th inning. Longest hit streak of his career, and he's hit .417 during the streak. So it has not been a 1 hit per game batting streak. Kevin trying to strike the side out here, gets ahead 0-2.
Tell you what, he keeps locating the fastball the way he's doing. He's going to get a lot of swing through, especially on the secondary pitches. He's starting to gear up to try to hit the 97, 98 mile an hour fastball.
0-2 outside. You see Caleb point that glove out. That's where he wanted it. Make it close enough to so the hitter might want to go after it. 1-2 delivery on the way. Got that one in. See why Caleb called a timeout in the first inning at one point. Kevin's really rocking along here tonight. Maybe a little bit too fast, maybe, but if he feels comfortable, that's his call.
Right. Well, you know what? I think Caleb Joseph would rather have him work quick, have good tempo, as long as he's keeping the focus, because there are times where he just starts thinking about it too much.
That'll be a one-hopper. Great snag. Scope with the arm gets him. Good play. That ball had a little whiffle on it and was headed away from Jonathan Scope. Plus, he had to make the turn. Fielded it. Gets the out. Pamela Wasilewski from Pasadena. 500 for being selected. 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Richard scratch-offs. Win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/homerun. Pamela, good luck. Orioles bat here in the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be Beckham. 3-game hit streak. The big 3 for 4 in the ball game last night. So the new Orioles shortstop continues hot. He's picked up 7 hits and 12 at bats with the Orioles. 1 home run, 3 RBIs, and 15 total bases, because he's got a homer, a triple, and 3 doubles.
Yeah, he has been mashing and driving the ball to right field. He went up a home run yesterday to right field.
That one will miss away.
Let's take a look at it right here. And it was a large home run. The 2,500th home run by an Oriole here at Camden Yards. And it's Tim Beckham hitting his first in an Oriole uniform.
2-0 delivery on the way. Goes down that right side. Well, we said Beckham, as soon as he got to the ballpark, took a look at that right center field alley. What he saw were triples. And he said it. He said, if I get a ball out there in that alleyway, out towards where the groundkeepers sit, so that's where I want to go. So if that ball rolls all the way out there to that warning track, I'm going to be on third base.
Yeah, well, a good place to target for sure.
2-1 delivery on the way, and that's where he hits this one into right center field. That's way back at the wall. And goodbye home run. How about the start for Beckham in an O's uniform? He gets the long ball and ties the ball game up at 1.
That's an impressive swing right there. Already got a handshake. Manny Machado. Yeah. Doing some serious damage with the bat. Really coming into his own anyway this season. Getting more playing time, more opportunities. And just feeling more comfortable.
Second home run as an Oriole.
Let's take a look here. Verlander slider, but it's up in the zone. Didn't finish it. Didn't get it down, and he makes him pay here. This ball is hammered to right center field. Orioles tying it up with the solo shot.
That'll be fouled off by Rickert. Well, Beckham found his location. I guess he's just decided, why do all that running if it's in the yard for triples? Just hit it out of here, and I can go slower around the bases and all the way around.
I like that.
Man, he got a hold of that one. Well, the Orioles tie it on the homer. Verlander has given up 16 on the year now. Rickert with an 0 for 4 in the ballgame last night. Joey drives it to center, not deep. He took coming. And second baseman Kinsler goes out. He made a nice play. Now the Birds are going to continue this series this weekend with the Tigers. First 25,000 tomorrow. 15 and over get the Jonathan Scope bobblehead presented by Ocean City, Maryland. On Sunday, all fans get an exclusive Orioles card set presented by Topps. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. $500 for a Maryland lottery contestant, Pamela Wasilewski. That didn't take long. Here is Seth Smith working as the DH in the ballgame tonight. One reason, he is 4 for 19 with a homer off Verlander. Left-handers against Verlander hitting .235, but they have picked up 9 home runs against him. One down, a run in. Smith with Joseph waiting on deck. Pops it up third base side. Castellanos watches it settle into the seats.
In the last game Seth Smith played in, he took a fastball right off that lead elbow. Ended up staying in the ball game and picking up a couple hits, some big hits as well. Picked up 3 RBI in that ball game. But there you see the pad. Took a couple days off, and fortunately still feeling pretty good.
0-2 the count. Fouled off. It's often said with a smile that sometimes the reason players get traded to a particular team is how well they hit in that traded to teams ballpark. Well, in the case of Beckham here at Camden Yards, he's got a .319 batting average coming into the game, and that was the 5th home run he's hit in this ballpark in 17 games.
Yeah, right. So he's got those numbers to back that up.
Good deal. And players know that, eh? They know. They come to a ballpark.
Oh,
they know. They don't have to look.
Yeah, they know.
They know the numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
May not know them exactly, but
you just get a good feeling. You step into the ballpark. Oh yeah, I feel good here.
0-2 delivery, foul back.
You talk about good numbers at Camden Yards. How about Justin Verlander? You talked about the 7 wins here, .875 winning percentage, the highest all time here at Camden Yards, and it's not a fluke either. .263 earned run average here at Camden. So happy place to pitch. He feels good pitching here.
0-2 count on Smith, who has fouled off a couple. Outfield will shade him to left. Shift on in the infield the other way, and a ground ball hit him. Foul ball. That ERA 2.63 by Verlander here in this ballpark. is his third best ERA in any ballpark. Third best over his career. Rich Doobie, the pitching coach, hopes that's the number that will be bettered in this game while the Orioles try and find a way to get to Verlander. 0-2 delivery coming again, and another one foul back. Smith hanging tough against a right-hander.
Sure is. Verlander really throwing everything he's got up there. Couple change-ups. Trying to get him out in front. Yeah, 90 miles an hour. That's the Verlander changeup. He's rushing it up there. 98 with the fastball.
Beautiful setting with the sunset off the warehouse. 0-2 delivery again, and that one is going to be up high. Verlander will take the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Smith to be followed by Caleb Joseph. Orioles had a chance to get back to 500 last night, couldn't make it. They've not been at 500 since June 29th. Last time they were playing 500 baseball. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and another one foul back. Can't hit it out front, but he is hitting it backwards and keeping the at bat alive.
That's it. You know, making Verlander, forcing him to throw more pitches, which is a good thing. You know, the weak spots here with the Tigers, their bullpen. They had to get into it a little bit earlier than they'd liked last night. They'd like Verlander to try to get deep into this ball game, but Seth Smith kind of spoiling the party right now.
1-2 delivery, and there will be a 10th pitch in this at bat to Seth Smith as he continues to foul him off, doing a lot of it with an 0-2 count. The count is 1-2 right now. Everybody takes a moment. Pitcher, hitter, umpire. 2 starters from last night looking on, and the 1-2 got him. Put a little wrinkle on that one and caught the strike zone.
Yeah, the power curve, saving that one for the big finish after a steady diet of fastballs, some changeups, dropping one in there 80 miles an hour. And that tightly spun breaking ball.
How about the movement on that pitch?
Yeah, it was nasty. It's up to the top. You know, you think it's a fastball. He throws it so hard. Really high spin rate on that curve. And all of a sudden the bottom just drops out of it as it bites down in there. Down and in.
Here's Caleb Joseph, up to 296 on the year. 2 down, nobody on. He'll take it for a strike. Since June 1, Caleb is hitting .337. He's picked up 16 multiple RBI games this year. Last year, of course, had none. 0-1 delivery to him, and that pitch is taken away. And the catching duties are largely being shared with Wellington Castillo now, because Caleb has earned the right to be in, and so has Castillo. He's had some outstanding numbers offensively. 1-1 pitch, that'll be down low against Verlander. Caleb's faced him only twice, 1 for 2.
Yeah, the Orioles with a pretty good situation here. A couple hot hitting catchers and a pitching staff that doesn't mind throwing to either one of them. So you need to be able to match up a little bit better, and you're not losing anything on any given night.
2-1 delivery by Verlander. 95, and again staying up, and Caleb couldn't reach it, and the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Verlander had 1 game this year where he did not strike out a batter. It was on July 2 against Cleveland. It ended a streak of 331 games in which he had strikeouts, and he has already picked up 3 strikeouts in this ball game. Verlander was the number 2 pick. First round, 2nd overall, June of 04. Who was the number 1 pick ahead of Justin Verlander? Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way. Caleb Joseph got jammed, still hit it pretty well. Upton in left field will send her under it and put it away. The Orioles pick up a run on a hit. No errors, nobody left. Beckham leading off the inning, delivered the long ball to right center field, his 2nd with the Orioles and his 14th of the year to tie it up. Angela on hand for the Tim Wheatley Award from the Baltimore Sun Media Group. Honors a local athlete. Contributions off the field as important as those on. Buck and his wife went out. It's named for Tim Wheatley, sports editor of the Sun, who tragically was killed in a car accident while taking his daughter to school in '09. He was a strong believer in community service. Buck and Angela very much involved in Kids Peace and other community events recognized today. 1-1 ball game. A couple of home runs, each team with them. Ducci picking up his first, and Beckham his second as an Oriole, 14th overall. Pitch taken for a strike in the inside corner. Jose Iglesias. Iglesias has not had a hit off Kevin Gausman in 5 chances. He will take a strike. That'll back the Oriole corners up. They had been in. Iglesias always a threat to lay down a bunt. Good speed.
Yeah, he'll take what's given. He notices you're playing back. He'll lay one down second.
Swinging bunt this time. Kevin Gausman gets it quickly over to Davis. 1 down, 3rd inning.
Well, Kevin Gausman has certainly been on a roll. Take a look the comparisons. First 20 and the last 3. The first 20 at 37.4 balls hit hard. That is an extremely high rate. Offenses were coming in saying he's going to make a mistake. They were waiting him out, and sure enough, there it is. The barrel rate a little bit higher. Last 3 though dropped it down 20.4%. That is a huge drop because he's executing better. If you look at the bottom, the swinging strike rate is because he's using his secondary pitches more effectively. And how does that happen? Well, he's able to locate his fastball better and play the secondary pitches off it. We've seen him use the slider more here recently, and the split finger he's using against both lefties and righties. Last year and really up until after the All-Star break, the split he was saved for just lefties as it works down and away.
Ian Kinsler will foul that one away at 96. Kinsler grounded out his first time up. Kevin on a 3-game win streak against Texas, Tampa Bay, and Texas again, allowing only 1 run on 16 hits in those ball games. And that's going to be a base hit the other way. Kinsler, the inside out swing. Rickert will play it. Kinsler's on. 7-game hit streak for the Tiger leadoff batter.
There's problems here. Kevin getting ahead there 0-2, and make that big pitch inside, work him in off the plate, leaving it on the plate and giving Kinsler a shot. And he shortens up with 2 strikes and slaps it over to right field.
One of the hardest things in the game to do, that 2-strike count. I looked today, the American League average when you have a 2-strike count is 177. So now a runner on with 1 away. Ducci, who had the home run his first time up. All right, Lance, one question. Who was the player drafted ahead of Verlander as number 1 in the 2004 draft? Verlander was number 2. Matt Bush, San Diego.
Yeah.
First-round pick. 1-0 count, and the pitch will be taken away. So I'll give you a second question, all you fans out there. Who would you think on the Orioles has the best average on a 2-strike situation? Average is 177 in the American League.
Oh, boy.
I never would have guessed it.
No?
Nope. 2-0 delivery on the way, and that's taken down low. Caleb Joseph. Caleb's hitting .240 with 2 strikes. Right. That's the highest average on the Orioles in that situation.
Nice.
He would not have been, I think, overall someone you would have picked. Maybe Jonathan Scope.
Yeah, exactly. That's who I was thinking, Jonathan Scope.
3-0 count here in the Ducci. He's taking. It's there. Well, Kevin Gausman coming back on him. He took that pitch. Talked about a Ducci last night out of Burnaby, Canada, home of a lot of great NHL hockey players. 3-1 pitch on the way. That one in the air, right center field. Where's this power coming from? It'll be hauled in, covering that gap. Joey Rickert, and Aducci's retired. And there are 2 down. On Sunday, all fans will receive an exclusive Orioles card set presented by Topps, including your favorite 2017 Orioles. Kids ages 4 to 14 will get to run the bases after the game, presented by Wise Markets. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. One of the great days for youngsters, a chance to be out there on the field every Sunday, lining up all the way outside the ballpark to get in for that opportunity. Down to third and foul. Upton with a double his first time up, now with a 6-game hit streak. Runner on at first, and there are 2 down.
See Upton in swing mode right now. Swing at strike mode though. Elevated changeup. Jumps on, yanks it foul down the line. But seeing the ball well, staying quiet in the box. You talked about him being the most productive and consistent Tiger offensively this season. Doing it all.
Kinsler a threat to go. He's 8 for 12 in stealing bases. And Chris Davis having the discussion over there. 0-1 count, 2 down. Gosman's pitch, that one's going to be a little bit too high.
How about this lowest percentage of runs allowed with 2 outs this season, and the Orioles right there with the Tigers close to the top. Pretty impressive numbers right there. A nice way to minimize the damage, of course. Keeps the confidence up with those big outs. Get your offense back in there. Keeps the team in the game, that's for sure.
1-1 delivery to him. That's what he wanted right there. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. The Tigers come in 5th in average in runs in the American League. They're averaging just under 5 runs a ball game. Their home runs 10th in the league. They are 7th in walks, so their on base percentage is 5th. Their problem has been, as Mike said, the bullpen. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that's just going to miss down low.
That's a good try. That is a tough pitch, 86 miles an hour. And somehow Upton able to recognize just a little bit different look on the baseball and takes it there at the bottom of the zone.
2-2. Kinsler short lead at first. Yikes. Jams that one over the railing down the left field side. Fans applauding, so happy to say everybody's all right. Looks like she may have tried to catch that baseball.
Yeah, shaking that.
May have had to.
Wow.
The way that thing was hit.
Coming in hot.
Count remains at 2-2 on Upton. Upton 3 for 6 now off Gosman. Kinsler off first and dropped it in, got the K. 4 strikeouts for Gosman, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Ball game tied at 1 apiece. John Farrell, skipper. You look ahead, 3 series against New York still. Chris Sale is mapped out to be in every one of them. You balance rest, but then you also look at how do you match up and align guys going forward. Against the Yankees, they want Sale. David Price of the Red Sox, long tossing, not ready to throw off the mound. There's been no date set for his return. And out of Canada, Jose Bautista apparently placed on the waiver wire by Toronto. He has veto power over any trade with the 10 years of service and 5 of them with the same ball club. So a lot of teams trying to pass a lot of players through the waiver wire so they are available for deals.
Right. Potential trades still looming before playoff baseball, and there's always 1 or 2 big ones that happen.
And Verlander's one of those, according to the Detroit News.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was placed on the waiver wire. A lot of teams put everybody on the waiver wire and then draw back players as other teams reach out and say we'll take them,
right,
which the owning team can do. Craig Gentry up. Gentry 2 for 4. Ball game last night, couple of runs, continues outstanding production, getting the start in left field in this ball game. 0-2 delivery to him, little soft. Iglesias gets it. 1 down. Take a look at our PNC minor league report. PNC for the achiever and you.
And how about the debut of the Orioles' #1 pick this year, the first round pick, excuse me, and DL Hall, left-handed pitcher. Now, word on the street is this guy could make a quick rise through the minor leagues, only signing out of high school as well. Only 18 years old, but a couple innings pitched, gave up the 1 hit and a couple punch outs. Good fastball, low 90s with the heater. At times it'll get up there in the mid 90s. A nice curveball, but scouts love his athleticism and look for his name to continue to come up on the minor league report.
18. I know I must have been that once, but honest, I cannot remember that. Adam Jones at the plate, 1 down, nobody on. Adam with a fly ball to center field his first time up. Heart and Hustle Award winner for the Orioles. Swung on and just missed. Looked like it might have been foul tipped. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Adam will be among the 1 for each team to be ultimately chosen for the Major League Baseball Heart and Hustle Award by the Major League Players Baseball Alumni Association, and in November at their banquet in New York they will honor that winner. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be fouled back.
Every year it seems like he's the representative for the Orioles, the Heart and Hustle Award. He does so much obviously in the community here, Baltimore, but plays the game right. Great example, and I think one of the biggest compliments you can pay a major league player is calling them a true pro, and
yeah,
he is definitely a true pro here.
1 ball, 2 strike count on him. Verlander delivers to him. Brooksy, a big supporter of the Major League Baseball Players Alumni, will be there, I'm sure, to help with the award for the Heart and Hustle. He's always in attendance.
Yeah, he is the original Heart and Hustle, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not only a great honor to have won it, but when you get somebody like Brooks on hand to help hand it out,
yeah,
big deal. 1-2 pitch on the way, and again protecting, fouls it off. Souvenir.
Fouling off some tough pitches. Nasty slider right there. 86 down and away. And Verlander, this Oriole offense have been locked in. They're seeing the ball well, letting the ball travel, and they've had a high level of consistency here lately. Really making Verlander work. See the pitch count at 51. These are some quality pitches. Not making many mistakes in the middle of the plate.
And then got one down, way down and away, and got Adam to go after it for his 4th strikeout.
A nasty power curveball here. You saw him working the perimeter with everything, up and in over on that outside corner, and then a couple breaking balls that finish in the dirt to get Adam Jones. You see the tightly spun breaking ball and good finish on the bottom of the zone.
Two away, nobody on. Manny Machado, base hit. 2 down here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning of a tie ball game. Manny will take the off-speed breaking ball. Verlander working at a pretty good clip, and that one's going to be fouled back. Count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike.
Verlander had a couple off years. Last year only bounced back. A solid season. Made up some big time innings. 227 innings last season. right there again this year.
He is 10th in innings pitched coming into the game, but with each inning he pitches here tonight, he moves up. Foul back into the screen. Well, what some say may be a matchup of the postseason to come. Washington beat the Cubs today in the opener of that series at Wrigley 4-2. Rourke, the start of the winner. 2 runs, 5 hits, 6 in the third. Hendricks took the loss. 3 runs, 5 hits over 7. Murphy a big 3 for 4, 3 RBI day for David for the Nationals. Manny Machado, 1 ball, 2 strike count, and up high with it. Count goes to 2-2. Cubs, while they have had a very good post All-Star record, are still struggling for that lead in the division. They're only right now a game ahead of Milwaukee. That ball to right field, hit hard, going back, warning track at the wall, looking up. Hey, goodbye home run. Manny Machado delivers the long ball. He goes the other way, and the Orioles go up by a score of 2-1 for Machado, number 19.
Well, that ball jumped off his bat. He has been looking more sound at the plate, a little quieter in the box, trusting the hands. And he covered that baseball for his 19th home run. 106 miles an hour off the bat, going the other way. Tim Beckham showing him. Yeah, right center. He does.
Manny's first home run against Detroit this year and the 5th of his career. And the Orioles go up with their 2nd home run off Verlander. And that one taken up by Scope.
Now, beautiful swing here by Manny Machado, laid off some tough pitches. It's a belt high fastball. Wow. And pull the hands in, find the barrel. And just great power and leverage there from Machado.
Scope trying to match him. Jonathan, a strikeout victim, first time up. That big 304 batting average, and the home run RBI numbers. So Pamela Wasilewski, our Maryland lottery contestant, another 500. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery to him off the mask of McCann. For Manny, 91 at bats between home runs for him. So happy to end that streak and put one out, and more importantly, one that gives the Orioles a lead.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of hits in there, though, in between.
Yeah.
And good hits for Manny Machado. Really getting his swing back and his overall approach.
Scope on a breaking ball that goes down is a strikeout victim, number 5 for Verlander.
Power slider there, down and away.
There are 3 outs here. We're all standing here waiting. The Tigers did not come off the field. Chris Davis was ready to go into the batter's box, and according to my count, Gentry, Jones, and Scope were all retired. So we're going to stick with that rule that 3 outs ends an inning. brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Every game, something happens in baseball you haven't seen before. I've never seen this. Here's the final out of the inning. Look at the Tigers. Nobody's leaving. Verlander's ready to pitch again. Chris Davis is coming to the plate. That's the third out. I've never seen that.
Ball's going around the infield.
Going around the infield. They're throwing it around.
Nobody's
like,
even
hey,
questioning.
okay, let's go. And Verlander's going,
That was bizarre for sure. Both sides.
And then they say 3 outs, Justin.
That's what I
That's
thought.
what I thought.
That's what we all thought.
And that's going to go to short on one hop. Cabrera retired by Beckham. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. And the guys were laughing both benches. Gene Lamont, long-time coach and manager in baseball, is now the bench coach of Brad Osmond's night. Brad turned to Lamont over there and I think was like, have you ever seen that before? Gene smiling. There's Gene on the right rubbing his forehead. Brad was asking Gene, I think that's the first time I've ever seen that. Right? Gene just laughed.
Man.
Here's Castellanos, who lined out to short his first time up. Orioles up by a score of 2-1. One away, 4th inning. Home runs for the Orioles by Beckham and Machado have given them the lead. Naducci had a home run in the first inning off Gausman that for a moment gave the Tigers a 1-0 lead. Castellanos will take the pitch for a strike that'll be in the outside corner.
He's been doing a nice job getting ahead here.
He hasn't walked anybody. Has struck out 4. Verlander, no walks and 5 strikeouts. 0-2 delivery, and that'll be a slider away at 98, and a ball and 2 strikes.
Caleb wanting it out there, actually acknowledging, yeah, nice pitch. Let's change the eyes, get him thinking out away.
Another one, same place, and a 2-ball 2-strike count. Castellanos with Martinez waiting on deck. Castellanos leads the American League 7-3 baggers picked up this season. That's a lot of triples. 2-2 by Gausman, and came back inside. Will just miss with it. Pretty good setup. 3-2.
Yeah, nice try right there, and just missing on that inside corner. A couple sliders down and away. Open up that inside edge. Still an effective pitch.
Full count. Castellanos will foul that one off the other way, and the count will stay at 3-2. 68 pitches up on the board for Gausman. Right-hander waiting on Castellanos to get back in. Scope moves over a bit more towards second base. Full count delivery again, and that's fouled off back upstairs.
Caleb wanting that heater on that outside corner. We're kind of leaking back over into the danger zone.
Wade Miley will pitch tonight, tomorrow night, game 3, 6:30. Those extras, 7 for the ball game. 3-2 delivery, another one foul back. Masson 2 and WJZ tomorrow. The Tigers have not named their starter for tomorrow, with Fulmer scheduled to pitch. He's gone on the DL with the ulnar nerve problem in the elbow, and Miley, just wait and see. Like Showalter said before the game today, Tigers had told him they don't know who's going to start until this game's done and they see who they have to use out of the bullpen. And the 9th pitch is away, and he walked him. That's tough at bat right there. Castellanos on with 1 away. Celebrate the ballpark that forever changed baseball when the Birds host the Angels August 18 through the 20th. On Friday, August 18, enjoy postgame fireworks presented by Baltimore area credit unions, and all fans receive the 25th anniversary poster presented by MeQ. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. First walk of the ball game, 1 on, 1 out. Victor Martinez, strikeout victim his first time up. Shift on. Pitch a strike. Martinez, 301 right-handed and 251 left. 7 of the 8 home runs hit from this side of the plate for the veteran. This year, Martinez with a 5 for 16 against the Orioles. He's had 2 home runs and 5 RBIs against the O's. 0-1 delivery to him. Martinez takes away.
Well, he's a dangerous hitter. Obviously, you know, a veteran major league hitter, put up big numbers throughout his whole career. Switch hitter. I know Buck Showalter's thought highly of him throughout his career. And I know a couple days ago we were talking about a Rule 5 pick that's on a rehab assignment, Anthony Santander. This is his hero and kind of emulates him offensively.
Off the glove and going to have to hustle it over. They get the out. Outstanding play by Jonathan Scope. Martinez slowed down the line, and that allowed the Orioles to be able to get an out down to second. Castellanos.
Yeah, beautiful play. And see Jonathan Scope actually calling Gausman off on that play. And a nice job going down with the bare hand and actually driving the ball into the dirt. That is how you do it. Try to be ginger with that baseball. You got to go down and get it. Take a look at Jonathan Scope pushing it down there. The fingers actually getting into the dirt, picking it up, and that is an amazing play for the big man. Showing a little touch from close range, getting that second out.
Certainly didn't look like the Orioles were going to get an out after that deflected off the glove of Gausman. 1-4-3 on the putout. So now with 2 down, runner on at second base. Potential tying run. And a swing and a miss by Matuk, who struck out his first time up.
And that's a nice slider, and it's nice to see Kevin Gausman really trusting that pitch more. There have been times, and you know, you think about the first half of the season when it just seemed like Gausman fighting the fastball command, got away from the slider. It's always been his third pitch. Well, going to it more consistently and really locating it well, not making many mistakes at all, and helping that fastball play up.
Went around on the high heat, wanted to hold up, couldn't do it, and Matuk's behind on the count 0-2.
After a slider down and away, how about riding the heat up and in? 96 right there, getting the hitters a little in between.
Gausman's been outstanding in these situations when there are 2 down and a runner in scoring position. Teams hitting only 104 off Kevin. 0-2 the count. Outside.
Nice try with the slider. That's what you're talking about right here. Minimizing the damage. See the 104 batting average with the 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Cashner, Kershaw, Gonzalez, Dylan Bundy on that list as well. And earlier in the ball game, back in the first, Kevin Gausman got Upton out, or Upton was out at second base, and he left him there. Oh, had a good job again getting out of the tough situation.
Off Caleb Joseph. The American League average, by the way, is 238 with runners in scoring position at 2 down. 238. So Gausman at 104 is a 3 or 4 country miles away from the average.
Yeah,
better.
Right, and it bears down a little bit. Big situations. Obviously, it's been a tough year for Kevin Gausman, and nice to see that category anyway. That something he's been consistent with this season.
Matuk battling here. 1 ball 2 strike count, trying to get Castellanos in from second base. Castellanos has good speed. He won't get him there, though. That's strikeout number 5. He didn't like the call. He'll jump up and down and then move away. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. 5 strikeouts for Gausman. Orioles up 2-1. Orioles have a 2-1 lead here in Game 2 on this beautiful summer night. Chris Davis. Chris and his wife Jill tomorrow for the second consecutive year will host the Casey Cares 5K run and walk here at the ballpark. Great nonprofit organization, Casey Cares for critically ill children and their families. Provides programs, support. And Chris and his wife will be here 8 o'clock tomorrow here at the ballpark is where the run walk will start. It'll finish here as well. There'll be refreshments provided. Chris will be on hand to greet you along with his wife Jill. That's 8 o'clock tomorrow here at Camden Yards. Casey Cares 5K run and walk. Or you can just come and watch. 0-2, and that pitch is going to miss inside.
Yeah, and if you haven't signed up, you can sign up tomorrow morning. Just
Yes.
get here a little bit earlier.
One ball, 2 strike count. Shift on against Chris, and a breaking ball got him. 6 strikeouts for Verlander. 2 in a row.
And a big breaking ball here. Getting Chris Davis, thinking it's going to be that high fastball that he's targeted on Davis earlier in this ball game. And here, a bit of a buckle as it drops down into the zone.
That'll bring Beckham to the plate, delivering the home run leading off the second inning. He's now got a 4-game hit streak. 14 home runs total, 2 of them since joining the Orioles. Some kind of production. 4 RBIs in this game number 4.
Extra base machine.
Yeah. And yet with that speed, Castellanos in at third base. 1-0 pitch to him up the middle. He's got another base hit. 3 for 4 last night. Starts with a 2 for 2 here in this one. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the American Diabetes Association. 282 walks, $14,100. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. So Beckham on. Joey Rickard popped out his first time up. Beckham has had 5 stolen bases, 5 for 9, all with Tampa Bay. Base stealers are 8 for 8 against Verlander this year. The catcher's thrown out 30%.
It might be a good time for the Orioles. A little small ball, maybe a little hit and run. Get Beckham going in motion. Help Rickard out as well.
0-1 is going to miss away, 1-1.
Take a look at the numbers here with Verlander runners on base. Not a bad number, 243. Runners in scoring position. Bears down a little bit. See that 212 batting average. Tends to add a little bit of velocity when it gets runners on base. That's when you see that 98, 99 appear a little bit more frequently.
Throw over. He's just thinking about Beckham and the opportunity to take off. Orioles, of course, when it comes to stolen bases, have done very little of that. Last few seasons simply have not had people who can steal bases. The Orioles use the power numbers. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Well, one thing the bottom of this lineup now offers Buck Showalter with a little bit more speed with Beckham added in. And the ability to play that small ball game and kind of get things in action. Kind of get the offense going a little bit in a different way other than waiting for a big home run.
Foul tip on that one. So the count goes to 1-2 on Rickard. Beckham has been measuring his lead over there at first base. Taking a look at Verlander. He has not seen Verlander before. Not at the plate, so obviously not out there as a base runner. 1-2. And just off the end of the bat and foul.
Well, how he got a piece of that one. A hard slider. Good, a 1.5 feet off the outside corner. He reaches out. Verlander shaking his head on that one as well.
Orioles the fewest stolen bases. Detroit's 12th in that department, so neither one of these teams has done a lot of running. Record keeping it alive, 1-2. Orioles up by 1. Out hitting Detroit 4-3. Justin Verlander concerned with Beckham not going, and another strikeout. 7 for Verlander.
Dropping some cheese at the knees right there. Getting on top of this fastball. Driving it downhill. 96. All on the dish. Joey Rickard thinking about something else. Maybe that slider. Thinking about that outside corner. And boom. Throws an aspirin tablet in there.
Verlander has struck out as many as 11 this year. That was against Seattle. His career high is 14. He's done that twice. And he's got 7 in this one. So 2 away. Beckham remains on at first base. Seth Smith, strikeout victim, will take the first pitch for a strike. Beckham still edging off over there. Pitch is going to miss inside.
Verlander just burying the holds. That was a quick set and release. Times takes a little bit longer. He's a little slower to home than most pitchers, but veteran knows how to make adjustments throughout and a bat to keep runners a little bit closer.
Seth Smith 1-1. Rips it foul. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. Smith was able to foul off a number of pitches. Verlander first time up ended up being a strikeout victim. Count at 1-2. Pitchers duel underway here in game 2 of the 4-game set.
Yeah, it's been impressive here. A couple big arms going at it. There's Verlander still getting it up there after so many years. Fun to watch.
Each pitcher putting some strikeouts up. 7 Verlander, Kevin Gausman with 5. 2 down here, shift on. 1-2 delivery on the way. In the air, left center field. Matuk. And he's got it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've completed 4. The Orioles have the 2-1 lead. National, providing innovative high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. And something to smile about for Oriole fans. 2-4-0. The Tigers won 3-0. As we go to the 5th inning on this Friday night at the Yard.
Half the Oriole hits home runs. That's a good thing.
All the runs home runs.
Yeah.
McCann grounded out. Denied what could have been a base hit by Jonathan Scope in a fine play. His 13-game hit streak. 1 for 5 now in the first 2 games. Gosman's delivery to him goes after the first pitch off the table. And an 0-1 count.
McCann looking to do some ambushing right there on the first pitch. Gosman fastball, but no. Twice now they've started him off with that slider down there in a way that he swung over.
0-1 delivery. McCann's really raised the average. He was really struggling. Beginning of July, he was hitting 199. And since then, been able to up the average to 250 as he stands in there now. He's had some problems against the righties, hitting just over 200 against right-handers. He's picked up the numbers against the left-handers, 333. Gosman ahead of him 0-2. McCann will take it, and another one. A lot of watching of strikes going by, and that's going to be 6 for Gosman.
Change right here. Take a look at the action. Catching the bottom of the zone. This little sequence there. And the secondary pitches once again coming up big for Gosman and hitting the glove. The location coming up big as well.
1 down here in the 5th. Iglesias grounded out his first time up. Down to third. Manny Machado gets it on the fly. A line drive out. A zip shot by Iglesias towards the bag. And there's the reaction time of Manny Machado.
Yeah, Manny in tight as well. Got to protect for the bunt. And boom, look at him go. How about that reaction? He's on the side of the baseball. This ball is covered down and in heater. It's all about reaction there. They're a goalie. And he makes the save.
Outstanding play by Manny. And Iglesias is retired. Robbed him of a 2-bagger in all likelihood.
93 miles an hour, and he's up there tight on the grass, taking away a bunt.
The crew chief is Jeff Nelson at first. Brad Osmus. I think had to be arguing whether the ball was caught or not, and as you saw in the replay, it was, and as they saw when the video replay for the Tigers looked at it, it was caught in the air. Corey Blazer, third base umpire, right on it.
Yeah.
2 down, nobody on. Here's Kinsler. Kinsler with the leadoff homer in the ballgame last night against the Orioles. The second one that he has hit against the Orioles in his career. He had one in 2009. Then he picked one up in the ballgame last night. In the air to center field. Adam Jones going back. Adam looking. Got room. Quick inning. A 1-2-3 clean inning for Kevin Gosman. Orioles lead by 1.
Happy birthday to the United States Coast Guard, and thank you to all the United States military for protecting and defending our country.
for the achiever in you. And by Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. With Mike Bordick, I'm Gary Thorne. Beautiful night here in the city on this Friday night. Great night for a baseball game. Two good buddies, adults in age, kids at heart, living the dream. Justin Verlander, 34-year-old right-hander, no walks, 7 strikeouts. First ball hitting in the inner right field. Caleb Joseph. It'll stay up. And a pitch and an out. Aducci there to put it away. Text Masson's word of the day, medicine, to 29292 for your chance to win and eat and greet lunch with Buck Showalter. That's medicine to 29292. Brought to you by Johns Hopkins Orthopedics. They're serving the community for over 125 years. Gentry coming up, grounded out his first time up. Verlander's delivery is in there for a strike. Verlander with a 4.29 ERA coming in. One of the problems for Verlander this year, walks. He had doubled the number of walks per 9 innings from last year. He hasn't walked anybody in this game. 0-1 pitch on the way. Strike in the corner. Verlander came in second high in walks in the American League with 60. Kevin Gausman came in third high with 52. He's walked only 1.
Yeah, both aggressive in the strike zone with all their pitches here tonight.
0-2 delivery, check swing, and a called swinging strike by Doug Eddings, home plate umpire.
Burying that power slider down and away. Starting to gear up to get to the fastball. See the check swing not going. Gentry's favor there. Home plate umpire making the call.
So that's 8 Ks. 2 down in the 5th. Adam Jones will take his time getting in. Gausman had a very short 5th inning. Verlander trying to do the same in the bottom half. Adam has flied out, struck out on the year, 8 for 21 against the Tigers with a homer, 2 RBIs. Right-hander's delivery to him, goes after it. That's going to go to right field. Aducci's right there, and boy, these guys keep throwing strikes. Hitters know it. So they are swinging. Took only 5 pitches for a 1-2-3. That is Megan Davis, a foster parent actively involved in Kids Peace, helping those with behavioral mental health needs for children and their families. She has engaged heavily in outreach efforts to recruit loving foster parents like herself. We thank Megan for making a difference in the lives of children in the community who are most in need. Megan Davis, Birdland Community Hero. That, of course, Buck and Angela Showalter heavily involved in that effort.
Yeah. I mean, what a godsend she is, right?
Yeah.
Helping the kids.
It's a lot of giving. It'll be Adducci, Upton, and Cabrera. Top of the 6th inning, Kevin Gausman. Hitters hardly have time to get into the batter's box. Last 2 innings total in the 5th, a total of 11 pitches. In the 5th inning, 6 by Gausman and 5 by Verlander. 1-0 delivery on the way. Adducci will foul that one away. He delivered his first home run in the 1st inning, picking up the RBI, and that is still the lone run on the board. The other hits of the Tigers, Kinsler has had a base hit, a single, and a double by Upton back in the 1st. Going for the inside corner, unable to pick it up.
Yeah, both pitchers really starting to fill up the strike zone. And there have been a couple questionable calls and some hitters reacting to that. And I think that's kind of leading to the more aggressive approach right now. Some hitters swinging early.
Couldn't hold up on that. Ends up being a foul ball. Last couple of years playing Korean baseball for Jim Adducci. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Another one that's going to be foul back and out of play.
Eric Thames was over there, the slugger from the Brewers. Adducci and Thames sometimes over there in that Korean baseball league, and coming back over here and having some success.
Down the line, and it will curve foul. It's one of the things that happens, of course, is when these players go over and play in some of these leagues like the Korean League, they're playing all the time, and they haven't done that for a while.
Right. Yeah, so they get their swing back, they get more confidence.
I mean, last year Adducci hit .291, 7 home runs, 41 RBIs, Korean Baseball League. Two pitches, strike 3. 7th pitch of the at bat is away. Verlander and Gausman trying to match each other in Ks.
Ball can change coming at him, throwing it hard. See that splitty grip. Look at that action working away. That's pretty nasty movement, looking like the fastball. Gausman getting into his delivery, more repeatable here lately, and then it comes out of the hand looking like that power fastball. Incredible late action on the splitty.
That'll bring up Justin Upton, a double, and he has struck out. He has a 6-game hit streak now. Pitch taken for his strike against Gausman. 3 hits, 7 at bats in his career. One of the hot bats in the lineup, hitting over .360 during the 6-game streak, including scoring 14 runs and driving in 15. Pitch will just miss away, and the count goes to 1-1 on Upton.
Big strong kid up there, limited movement in the box. Just picks the foot up, sets it back down. He has his hands loaded and ready to rock and roll.
1-1 pitch to him, and that'll just miss. And the count will go to 2-1. Upton, tough takes.
Some pretty good pitches right there from Kevin Gausman. Pitchers.
2-1 bounces. So Upton works the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. Right now both teams just trying to find a way to get somebody on. Roger McDowell charting over there on his starter Kevin Gausman. And the 3-1 delivery on the way to him, and a swing and a miss. There's that high heat. Boy, how often have we seen that from both pitchers?
Yeah, really effective, and especially when you have a big fastball, mid to high 90s. You get it up there above the belt, a little bit higher. This one riding up and out of the strike zone. Boy, it is so hard to get on top. And there you see the little bat head drop. That fastball just shooting up and over.
Upton has struck out 111 times. Foul back. Has drawn half that number in walks this year with 48. So he is a prototype guy in this modern age, in the middle of the lineup. A lot of home runs, RBIs, and a lot of outs made by the strikeout route. 3-2 delivery on the way to him, and that one a shattered bat. Gentry's out there to put it away, and 2 down here in the 6th inning. Help support the patients and families. University of Maryland Medical Center. Attend a special fundraising event for Shannon's Fund. It'll be August 18 here at the ballpark. Ticket packages start as low as $50 a game ticket. Exclusive pregame barbecue included. That'll be on the center field roof deck. For tickets, Orioles.com/Shannon's Fund. Right out there, where a lot of folks are watching the ball game tonight.
Oh, it's a great seat. And that Shannon's Fun party is a good time too.
Cabrera goes the other way with it. Cabrera 0 for 2. He has struck out, grounded out, 1 hit, 6 at bats in the 2 games, up to 100 on the pitch count for Kevin Gausman, working with 2 down here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, tough first inning. Yeah, made him work there. The 29 pitches thrown, but boy, is he locking back in.
Going for the long ball. 97. Struck him out on a 98 up and in the 1st inning. And the 0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll go to second. Jonathan Scope on the outfield grass. Another solid inning. Retires the side in order. He's done that 2 innings in a row. 2-1 Orioles. College 1992. Charlie Sheen paid $93,500 for what's called the Mookie Ball. That's the one that went through Bill Buckner's legs, capping that great comeback, Game 6 of the '86 World Series. And in '98, Mike Mussina almost there with the Orioles, a no-hitter into the 8th. Frank Catalanato delivered a double that broke it up in the 8th inning. On that Mookie Ball, it was interesting. That ball that was picked up by Ed Montague, the right field umpire in that '86 Game 6 World Series game, was given to the Mets traveling secretary Arthur Richmond, who tucked it away. Nobody wanted it. And then people kept asking, where's that ball? What happened to that baseball? And I knew Arthur very well. And Arthur said, I got it. And he said, I'm going to give it to anybody who wants it for the highest auction price, and it'll all go to charity. And that's what Arthur Richmond did with that baseball. Yeah. Nobody wanted the ball. Ed Montague offered it to the first base umpire. John Kibler said, what do I want that for? So Montague kept it, and then Montague carried it off the field, and it was like, what am I going to do with this thing? So Arthur Richmond, the game was at Shea Stadium in New York, and Arthur was there around the ball club after the game, and Montague, the right field umpire, said, you want this thing? And Arthur said, sure. Took it, put it in a drawer.
Nice.
Long history of baseball. 0-1 count on Manny Machado, and the pitch will be taken up high. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Manny delivering what right now is the go-ahead. 19th home run, 3rd inning. Also has a single. The Orioles have the 2-1 lead, out hitting Detroit 4-3. Justin Verlander's delivery to him will be fouled down the line and right.
And Verlander, after a couple pretty quick innings, got his pitch count back to a more manageable number. 84 pitches right now. Still bringing the noise in there. 98 there, top of the strike zone.
Manny was hitting .230 before the All-Star break. 321 cents coming into this game. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery to him. Manny again, a good cut. Fouls it back off Verlander. Verlander with 8 strikeouts. Kevin Gausman with 7. Tigers had the 1-0 lead first inning on Aducci's home run. Orioles tied it. Beckham's home run in the second. And Manny's home run in the third. 2-1 lead. 1-2 delivery by the right-hander. Another one up down the line. And wow, that stays playable in fair territory. Aducci going over into the corner. Ball that originally looked like it was going to head for the seats.
Yeah, I thought that was heading up in the second deck in right field.
Wow. Out recorded. When the O's score, you score at McDonald's. The more the O's score, the more chicken McNuggets you score. Download McDonald's app today. Jonathan Scope has struck out twice. So against Verlander now in his career, he's 2 for 15. And both of those hits have been home runs. That ball's going to go to center. It took diving. Nope, didn't have to. Made the catch. Line drive rising on its way out.
Pretty nice play right there. That was a bullet off the bat of Jonathan Scope. But on the first pitch, it took a good jump, making it look easy, cutting it off.
You see some players on a play like that who will dive where it's not really necessary. Not a good idea to do that. Sometimes it's just a little showtime.
Yeah.
When you get a chance to catch it staying up, that's what you do.
Absolutely. Stay on your feet all times. And you see that both on the infield and outfield. You know, infielders that leave their feet a lot of times a little uncomfortable. And that's what the kind of tell is. You know, the infielders that stay on their feet and make the plays. Typically the ones a little more confident out there in their positioning.
So a couple of quick outs here in the 6th inning. 2 strikeouts for Chris Davis in the ball game. Chris now 7 for 31 off Verlander. 1-0 delivery. Heat at 96. 1-1.
He's using that fastball primarily up at the top of the strike zone with everybody. It doesn't seem to matter. Riding it through the zone.
Davis on the 1-1. Takes the 80-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. 1-2. Well, each year something comes along usually that rides through a season. One of the things this year has been the high fastball. I think we've seen more of those thrown this year than we have in a lot of years. And there's one way up and out. Chris couldn't hold off. 9 Ks for Verlander. Orioles are retired in order again.
There's this game too, and Beckham staying red hot in an Orioles uniform. Getting the Orioles on the board with a solo shot to right center field, 399 feet away. And how about Manny Machado? Yeah, he's been heating up for sure since the All-Star break, but the home runs haven't been there. That's a bomb to right field. The defense has always been there. Another stellar play by Machado. A triple play yesterday. And how about tonight's pitchers? Verlander and Gausman locking it up here. 4 hits for Verlander, 3 for Gausman, and both doing a nice job. Only a couple home runs given up. Orioles with the lead. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Castellanos takes the pitch away. Leading it off here, he has drawn a walk and is lined out. Only walk of the ball game got stranded. 3 have been left on by the Tigers, 2 in scoring position. The Orioles have left 2, none in scoring position. Nicholas Castellanos will take the pitch away. Martinez and then Matuk will be due up. Michael Givens getting ready in the bullpen.
Gausman's pitch count now 104 in his last outing. He almost got that complete game. 118 pitches. Oh boy, he's thrown a lot here in his last 2 starts.
7th inning, 2-0 delivery on the way, and that is going to be a strike. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Orioles, a run on 3 hits for the Tigers. Kevin Gausman tired the side in order last 2 innings, gets the big swinging strike on that one. He has set down 8 in a row. For Verlander, he's retired the side in order the last 2 innings. He has retired 8 in a row. And the K's, 9 for Verlander, 7 for Gausman. A bouncer outside, 2 ball 2 strike count.
Well, both pitching kind of similar here. The big fastball, occasional breaking ball mixed in there, locating pretty well, getting the hitters going aggressively. Swinging. So there have been some quick innings. The location and command been on for both.
3-2 delivery is going to be foul back. So Castellanos hanging in. Holds the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield backing up, covering those gaps. A lot of speed in the Orioles outfield. And the 3-2 is a strike in the outside corner. That's 8. And another turnaround look by Castellanos to the home plate umpire, Doug Eddings.
Beautiful pitch here. How about this 3-2 count fastball, catching that quadrant down and away. And you see it's all over that outside corner. What a fastball by Gausman. Look at Caleb Joseph's glove. Doesn't have to move it. Just locking up the heat for strike 3.
Kevin's strikeout high this year is 9. He's got 8. Career high is 10. Big shift put on. Martinez stands back in. He is struck out, grounded out on a 1-4-3 last time up. Goes the other way down the line. Long run. Gentry over, and a nice catch in fair territory.
All right, real nice play there by Gentry. Buck Showalter saying he's putting his A defensive team out there in the outfield with Rickard over in right, Gentry in left. Look at him cover some ground here. Dead sprint, picking up that spot. A nice play on a tough ball.
So Buck Showalter said last night, with this outfield covers more ground than any other he can put out there defensively, with Gentry, Jones, and Rickard. And you've seen that in the 2 games here. It allows the Orioles to cover those gaps real well, and they've got enough speed to chase balls down along the line.
Man, it takes so much pressure off Adam Jones out there.
Off the mound, Jonathan Scout plays it, and the arm gets the out. Matuk is retired, and the defense continues strong. 11 in a row retired by Gausman. A little help from his defense. 7th inning stretch time, O's up by 1. That is going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Great night here at Camden Yards. Beautiful night for a ball game weather-wise and a great game. Pitching matchup. Orioles have a 2-1 lead. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick here. Want to cue the bobble. Cue the bobblehead. Bobblehead right here.
There he is.
There he is.
Scope, Oriole All-Star.
Yep. Tomorrow, Jonathan Scope bobblehead day. 25,000 first in. How old they got to be? They got to be 15 or older.
Yeah. It's a nice bobblehead right there, Jonathan Scope.
Has that Scope smile going, doesn't it?
Big numbers, yeah, always smiling.
Like that. Great ball game, old-fashioned baseball game we got going tonight.
Yeah, you know, you're seeing some great pitchers. Obviously, Verlander and Gausman locking it up here, but the defense once again showing up for the Orioles. Scope making some nice plays out there. Machado as well. The outfield running them down. It's good to see because there's good tempo right now. Gausman's starting to fill up the strike zone. It might be his last inning. His pitch count's up there a little bit, but it's been a good ball game. Of course, the timely hitting. A couple home runs for the Orioles. Good to see.
Yep, great game as the starters have done as we had hoped as far as Gausman is concerned. Back right where he is. He hasn't lost in 7 games. The consistency now of Kevin Gausman is what really stands out.
Absolutely. That is the thing, because there were starts where you thought, okay, Gausman's getting it back, and boom, the wheels would fall off again. It would take 3 or 4 to get him back on track, but he's here now. I mean, he's repeating his delivery. He's got a nice solid game plan. It seems like Caleb's become his personal catcher out there, and they're working really well together.
So the Orioles will try and add to that 2-1 lead. Beckham got the first run for the Orioles, picking up the home run, number 14, second as an Oriole. Did that in his first at bat in the 2nd inning. Verlander remains out, the Detroit starter, trying to hang long enough for his offense to put a run or 2 up, maybe give him a chance to be a winning pitcher. He is 6-7 on the year. And of course, against the Orioles, 9-5 lifetimes, 7-1 in this ballpark. Rickard and then Smith will be due up. Orioles shortstop, 2 for 2. 1-0 delivery, Verlander, and he'll get it in on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
A nice pitch right there. Very effective. Both he and Gausman using that slider to perfection, walking it up, down and away. Stealing some strikes with it and getting some swing and misses.
Verlander from Manikin-Sabat, Virginia. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. I'd never heard of it, so I had to look it up. It's part of the Richmond area, and apparently a lot of great horse country areas around Manikin-Sabat. A lot of established clubs there in the equestrian area, including the Deep Run Hunt Club, one of the most famous. It's got a number of national historic places in the countryside. 2-1 delivery on the way. Swung on, missed, and the count will go to 2-2.
Nice late movement once again. That one a little flatter, but throws it hard. Puts it right on that outside corner. You see the 4th pitch there, right on the edge.
2-2. Beckham taking a moment, stands back in. Has not slowed down his pace. 2-2 delivery, and that one's going to be fouled off the other way. Guy will stay. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Brad Osman's got his team playing pretty good baseball since the All-Star break. A pretty tough first half.
4th season for Brad, who's been fired 4 or 5 times in the press.
Yeah.
Slow roller. Verlander was going the other way, and he's got no chance. Beckham will beat it out, and he's got a leadoff single and another 3-hit ball game. 3 for 4 last night, 3 for 3 tonight.
Wow, good to see there. You got to keep battling. He does there. Another tough pitch, a little slider on the outside corner. He gets a piece of. 2 strikes. Put it in play. Good things will happen. Verlander making a nice effort diving off the mound, but when he spins around to try to get the transfer into the hand, he loses control. Flips it over there on the 3rd base line. Beckham, 3 hits tonight.
Verlander has that natural follow through in his delivery that takes him to first base, so ball put out in that location, really hard for him to handle. So let's see what the Orioles can do with it. McCann goes out to give Verlander a moment to regroup. as the Orioles pick up hit number 5 in the ball game. That'll bring up Joey Rickert. See what Buck Showalter, how he wants to play this 7th inning, 2-1 lead. Rickert has struck out and popped out. In at third base, Castellanos. Cabrera holding the bag at first. Beckham has had a couple of times on where he's been able to size up the delivery of Verlander, and there is the bunt pushed foul.
Well, you kind of figured that Buck Showalter would start to play a little small ball here at the back end of this lineup. Late in the ball game, with some chances to drive in some runs throughout the ball game, but here it's crunch time now. Runs matter. Got to get Beckham in the scoring position, and ideally Rickard would like to get that ball in the hands of the third baseman Castellanos. 13 errors this year over at third base, the highest numbers in all of baseball for third baseman. 15 errors.
0-1. Brad Ausmus, the manager, former catcher, relays the signs himself to McCann on what they want to do as far as Verlander holding, throwing, stepping off. Orioles, of course, John Russell, former catcher, does that, bench coach for the Orioles. Cabrera able to scoop that one out right into the runner.
Pretty close right there.
Yeah.
Picked the throw down in the dirt, but Cabrera just leaves the glove. Actually catches the ball and a piece of Beckham at the same time.
Ball may have hit the dirt, so Verlander asked for a new baseball. Gone are the days where pitchers couldn't wait to get a ball back that was scuffed.
Yeah, absolutely. Make it work.
Leadoff man on here in the 7th inning. Castellanos sneaks in another step or two, and again up high. Cabrera charges as well. They put the wheel on. They bring both corners. Send Kinsler, the second baseman, over to first. Iglesias, the shortstop, goes to second.
Yeah, real aggressive here on the corners. Cabrera holding Beckham on, and off he goes. Recovers some ground.
One ball, one strike. See if he still has the bunt sign. 1-1 delivery. He does. Pops it up. Cabrera coming, and he'll make an easy play. Beckham back to first. One down. Well, we hope you'll celebrate the ballpark that forever changed baseball. The Birds host the Angels August 18 through the 20th, and Saturday, August 19. Orioles welcome back members of the 92 team. Select players will participate in a pregame home run derby. All fans receive the 25th anniversary Oriole Park replica ballpark. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. And that's the great yard here at Camden Yards. It will be celebrated and is being celebrated all season long. 100 now on the board for Verlander. He's thrown 119 pitches twice. April 27 and July 24. He's thrown 100 or more 19 of his 22 starts. Not bunting there. Back towards the power alley, right field, and up, and it's going to be off the top of the wall. It is in play. Beckham's making the turn. He'll hold it third. He had to wait to see if it was going to be caught. Seth Smith, a double and nearly a home run, ends up at second base.
Oh, a nice swing by Seth Smith. He has been swinging it here recently, just missing a home run right off the front of the wall. A nice effort there by Aducci, but 95-mile-an-hour fastball gets turned around. He gets on the backside and covers this one like it was heading up into the seats.
Now, is it a home run? No. Buck Showalter asking the umpires to gather in conference, and they did. But that one hit off that soft covering in that area where the grounds crew sits. It's got to be over the green. And it wasn't.
Nope.
So now the infield is going to move in with the Orioles up by a score of 2-1. Big chance to add to it. Caleb Joseph coming up. With one down, runners at second and third. Caleb has flied out twice in the ball game. Base hit here could bring in two. Beckham is the lead runner, and Smith with the double at second. Caleb on a swinging strike.
98 miles an hour. His 102nd pitch.
Alex Wilson in the bullpen. Caleb hitting .317 with runners in scoring position this year. Verlander with the 0-1 delivery. Fouled away. 99. Hardest he's thrown in the game the last two pitches.
Right. He knows it's the end. He's letting it all hang out.
A very big moment in this ball game. Caleb trying to extend a 5-game hit streak right here. 0-2 delivery. Ooh, wow. Hit by the pitch and hanging on to the right hand. And they're saying he swung. Caleb can't believe it.
Oh my gosh.
First base umpire and crew chief Jeff Nelson.
Jeez. Come on. Well, it's nice to see, first of all, that Caleb got up from that.
That was close.
And he hit him somewhere. It looked like he was holding a hand. We'll take a look here. Jeez. Boy, that thing took off.
I mean, he didn't swing at all. And the home plate umpire called a hit by pitch.
Oh, right on top of that right hand. Oh, good.
And then hit the bat.
Yeah, there's no way they can make that call. Take a look here. Caleb just trying to spin out of the way. Is that ball kind of exploding up and in on him? Now, but gets the hand first, squares him up right on the knuckles.
They've called that a strikeout.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Not only did they not call it being hit by a pitch, but it's called a swinging strike. But it went off the bat.
And then, yeah, and then it went off the bat.
I mean, at worst, it should have been a foul ball.
If they're going to call a swing.
Boy, is that a big out. Keep that play in mind. Now there are two down, and the infield will back up. And the pitch taken away by Gentry, who has gone 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out. So a swinging strikeout is what it was called. That's the 10th K for Verlander in the game. Two down. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that's a strike.
Wow. Can they not have a conference about that, or at least let Caleb show him his hand? At the top of that.
Doug Eddings did talk with Jeff Nelson, the first base umpire, while they were attending to Caleb. 1-1 delivery on the way. In the air, center field. Matuk. Boy, what a big out. So Verlander is able to get out of it on a controversial call on Caleb Joseph, called on a swinging third strike.
out of the ball game, but what a performance. Continues to stay red hot on the mound, bringing some cheese as well, working in the high 90s with the fastball, but the secondary pitches were incredible. They're locking up a fastball down and in. Matuk not liking that call. How about the change on the outside corner and the splitty fading away? He had it working tonight with all the off-speed offerings. And let's see the line here. 7 strong innings, just the 3 hits for Kevin Gausman. That 1 earned run, the solo shot back in the first inning. And now it's time for the Jiffy Lube pitching change. Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today. Well, Michael Givens, one of the Orioles' hottest pitchers, now taking the bump. 186 earned run average, picked up 7 wins this season, 57 punch-outs in 53 and a third innings of work. And how about a 188 overall batting average? And first batters just 178 off Givens.
So it remains a 2-1 game. McCann has struck out and grounded out. See Caleb Joseph, the hand that looked like where the ball first hit on that pitch to him, that it hit his hand and then ricocheted off the bat.
Yeah.
0-1 delivery on the way, and a great sink on that one, and gets ahead of him 0-2. Givens pitched an inning in Detroit, gave up 3 runs, 3 walks against the Tigers. 0-2 delivery on the way. That will to right field, and that's going to be a tough play. Diving, can't get it. Ball rolls away, and McCann gets a leadoff single, and he's got a 14-game hit streak.
Yeah, he's finding a way here. Picked up a knock in his last at bat last night, and here, just a little flare out to right field. Nice effort by Rickard. Looks like he got the glove there, but the ball just catching the turf before it goes in that glove. Good try by Joey. Couldn't get it underneath.
Yeah. Glove turned on top.
Yeah, more the backhand kind of play there until instead of taking it to scoop.
So here's Iglesias, who has lined out hard to Manny Machado last time up and grounded out. Iglesias will take the pitch for a strike. 4 hits for the Tigers. That breaks 11 in a row that had been retired by Gausman. Their last hit was in the 3rd inning. 0-1 count. Iglesias, then Kinsler waiting on deck. That'll be fouled off late on the fastball. Iglesias, they tried to move Iglesias, see Wilson up in the bullpen before the trade deadline, but they said there simply weren't enough strong offers. So Iglesias remains. He's got a $4.1 million due for the coming season should they choose to keep him. Lott in Detroit. I think he'll be a free agent. Rickard over again, base hit, late start. Runner will stop at second. So the 8 and 9 hitters, McCann and Iglesias, both have singles here in the 8th with nobody out.
Boy, trying to do too much off Givens, just kind of forcing it out there, really blocking it over to right field for the base hits. Now a little pressure as the lineup gets turned over.
So let's see what happens here. You got the leadoff batter Kinsler, who's got power. He's picked up a single. He has a 7-game hit streak. He's also flied out, grounded out. Comes up against Givens. Gausman watching, a chance to win his 9th. Verlander still the pitcher of record. The Tigers can get some runs. Orioles 0 for 2 in these situations tonight. There haven't been many chances. Tigers 0 for 3. Kinsler will take the pitch for a strike. In at first and third. Beckham stays back at short. Scope's going to go over and almost stand on the bag with McCann to keep him close. Any bunt here, they'd like to try and get a forced play at third base. No bunt on that. Foul straight back 0-2.
Even though Kinsler a leadoff hitter, and you kind of expect leadoff guys to have that ability to lay bunts down, he's more of that power type leadoff guy, driving balls. Picked up his 10th home run in yesterday's ball game, and here looking to do some damage.
Kinsler 0 for 4. Lifetime against Givens. Takes the pitch up high.
A good number there, 292 with runners in scoring position.
And a little roller. Runners moving. Givens looks to third, so as good as a bunt. Good play by Chris Davis to come up with that ball. Had to reach into the runner.
Yeah.
So it will move the runners up, unintentionally so in that case, but Kinsler has a productive at bat. 2 in scoring position and 1 out.
I'll tell you what, McCann got a really good jump out at second base. This ball a little nubber out in front, and Michael Givens gets to it quick, and you see the feet set up. He was thinking about third base, but McCann was there. And then a little parachute ball that Davis has to, you said it, make a nice play on as it leaks up the line right in front of the base runner.
Now the defense will discuss as Adducci is coming up. With runners at second and third, the Orioles up by 1 here in the top of the 8th inning. Making sure they're on the same page as to what they want to do here.
Romine into a little pinch running for McCann there. A little more speed.
Potential tying run down there at third. Adducci hasn't had a lot of chances. The infield's drawn in, but he's 5 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Had a home run first inning tonight. 1 for 3. Adducci with a lot of room. Buck Showalter playing the D in. Try and hold that run at third base. Romine, of course, does not have to go on contact here on a ground ball. Adducci 1-0 up. Count goes to 2-0. Givens just 132 for opponents against him with runners in scoring position. Another great number for the Oriole right-hander.
Yeah, he's made some improvements in a lot of areas, especially here against lefties.
3 of them up there. You got Upton waiting on deck. Walk here, of course, would set up a force at any base, chance for a double play. 3-0 delivery on the way. In there for a strike. Interesting with 1 down. With Adducci at the plate. 3-1. Inside corner strike.
Yeah, that's nasty. That's some quality pitches. Fall behind 3-0, and look at these last 2 fastballs, and this one 99 miles an hour on that inner third. Impressive.
Runners off, second and third. 3-2 delivery on the way. Adducci walks. They're loaded. So the base is loaded, 1 away. And Upton, their number 3 hitter and one of their hottest hitters, is coming to the plate. He's hitting .365 with runners in scoring position this year for the Tigers. That number is good enough for 5th best in the league.
Some quality pitches here for sure.
1 down, 3 on, and he lifts it. He has done it again, way back in left field. A grand slam home run by a grand slam hitting outfielder, Justin Upton. He's got a thing about the bases loaded. He brings them all in, and the Tigers have a 5-2 lead. His 7th career grand slam.
Wow. Big spot here. Obviously 20th home run of the year, and Givens trying to sneak that first pitch slider by him, and it stays in the middle, and Upton doesn't miss it. It's behind it and knows it on contact.
A monster home run off Givens, and the Tigers jump out to a 5-2 lead, and the pitch inside to Cabrera. Upton and bases loaded situations is not a good combination for opposing teams.
No.
Cabrera in a swing and a miss on a ball away. Well, that has been Upton's season. O'Day up. He has been their leader, providing home runs and RBIs. 1-1 delivery on the way. Cabrera after a pitch up high. Upton with 20 homers and 75 RBIs. A 1-ball, 2-strike count on Cabrera. And he'll take the pitch away for a ball. He had a grand slam Sunday against Houston. Upton did. It's another one today. 3rd grand slam of the year. And a strike taken. Cabrera didn't like it, but he's gone.
That's a nice fastball. And a nice job settling back in. Just need some outs here, obviously. Painting on the outside corner with 98. Cabrera cheating for a heater inside. You see that front hit leave. Givens able to ring him up.
There's been one problem for Michael Givens. It's been the long ball. 7 home runs off him this year. Pitch taken away. Castellanos lined out, walked, and has been called out on strikes. So the Tigers, who had a lead for a moment in the 1st inning on the Aducci home run, get a lead back here in the 8th inning. Pitch, a fastball, is going to come inside. All of this, of course, charged to Givens. 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's lifted foul. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by the University of Maryland Medical System. Be a part of something greater. McCann a single, Iglesias a single. The 8 and 9 hitters kicked it off for Brad Ausmus's team. And then Aducci got the 3-2 walk. 2-1 delivery to load him up, and Upton delivered the long ball. Upton has had 2 home runs against the Orioles this year. 6 RBIs for him now in the 5 games. And for Gausman, a chance to win number 9 is gone. Inside out to right field. Rickert, he is there and puts it away for the out. But the grand slam accounts for 4 here in the 8th inning, and it's a 5-2 Tigers lead. United States Coast Guard, being brought to you by DynCorp International. We serve today for a better tomorrow. By Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, veterans, and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA. Coast Guard, protecting the maritime economy and the environment. They defend the maritime borders, save those in peril as well. We wish them all well and thank them for all they do for us. Happy birthday to the Coast Guard. Justin Verlander will leave the game. Chance to be a winner.
Yeah, Verlander and Gausman hooked up in quite a battle. And you see Verlander's numbers here. The 7 strong innings, scattering the 6 hits, a couple earned runs on the board. The solo shots by Machado and Beckham. And 10 punch outs. for Verlander. And take a look at Alex Wilson coming out of the Tigers bullpen. Earned run average up a little bit. Last year, very solid year. And so goes the struggles of the Tigers pen. And the Orioles hoping to take advantage of that here as they get to the back end. Opponent hitting 274 off of Wilson. Fastball, low to mid-90s with the heater. Those a little cutter, and he'll play a slider off that pitch. And occasional change.
Wilson in the 4th game against the Orioles this year. Adam Jones to short hopped. Iglesias makes the play. Adam Jones retired on one. John Hicks has come on to do the catching, and Romine, who came on to pinch run, stays in at third base for Castellanos. One down, bottom of the 8th inning. Manny Machado coming up. For Wilson this year, in the 3 previous games, he's picked up a save, working 3 1/3 innings, no runs and no hits for the Orioles against Alex Wilson. Manny Machado, a single and a home run, 2 for 3 in the ball game. Solo shot, 3rd inning, is 19th. Both runs off Verlander via the homer. Beckham in the 2nd inning, and by Manny Machado. Rondon and Stump up in the bullpen. One-0 pitch taken down low. After the grand slam by Upton, I was wondering who the active player is with the most grand slams. Upton's got 7 career grand slams. Albert Pujols is the active leader in grand slam home runs with 14 in his career. Ball in the air, down the line in right field, headed over to the seats. Cabrera out of play.
Take a look at Manny Machado's home run. Make it a 2-1 ball game. And Manny really getting through that, but providing a lot of torque. Staying tall and just spinning. And with the aid of a Verlander fastball, just jumps off the bat.
Wilson set, 2-1 delivery on the way. Chopper to the middle. Iglesias gloved it, throws it. Oh, what a play! Iglesias with a spectacular play to get the out at first base.
Yeah, Iglesias, amazing hands out here. He is an entertainer for sure out in the middle of the infield. Showing the range up the middle, sticking the glove out right at the end. And how about the acrobatic off-balance throw? Cabrera, nice stretch up the line. Boy, that's some fancy stuff in the middle. He's made some pretty nice plays here the last couple ball games. There's Iglesias, and how about Omar Vizquel over there? He's got a lot of gold gloves in his closet, and he had some pretty fancy hands himself.
Such a big play. It'll get lost probably in the shuffle. Could have a runner at first and 1 out. Instead, there are 2 down, nobody on.
Exactly. Actually made a pretty nice play on that Adam Jones swing on the short hop line drive there for the first out.
And the pitch taken by Jonathan Scope. Scope 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, fly ball out. He's had 1 hit, 7 at bats in the 2 games. High fly ball, center field, and it took back of the wall, up, and makes the catch. Matuk hauls it in and may have denied a home run to Jonathan Scope. He timed it perfectly. Oh, he certainly did. Couple of feet above the wall for the 3rd out. Mobile games affecting the conference in particular. White Sox, Red Sox tied 2-2 there in the 8th. Edward Nunez, new Red Sox game tying home run in the 6th. The Brewers lead the Rays 2-0. They are in the 8th inning. The Tampa Bay Rays having trouble driving people home. Tampa Bay starting the day 3.5 behind Boston. The Indians lead the Yankees 6-1 there in the 8th inning. Brantley 2 for 4. A couple of runs in that one. The Yankees have lost 3 in a row. And the Astros lead the Blue Jays 11-2 in the 4th inning. Orioles had a 2 for 2 homer, 3 RBIs and 2 runs. Houston has had a bit of a struggle, losing 3 in a row, trying to get out of that, looking for their 70th win.
Darren O'Day now in, put up some zeros against this Tigers offense. 4.78 earned run average. Getting elevated here lately. Darren riding a little bit of a roller coaster here. Had some good ones and some bad ones. Going to get right back into that good mode.
Pitch on the way. Martinez will take it for a strike. Martinez 0 for 3 in the ball game. A strikeout, ground out, and he is flied out. Working against Darren O'Day as the Tigers quieting the Oriole house and forcing the Orioles to try and make a 9th inning comeback. Darren's delivery will be hit to Jonathan Scope. He'll backhand that, make the play over to first base, get the out. Now, a big play in this ball game. Caleb Joseph, who was called on a strikeout in the 7th inning with 1 down and 2 on. Here it is. The ruling was that he had swung, that the ball hit his hand. Even though it hit the bat after, the ball is dead. Once the ruling was that he swung at the ball, even after it hit his hand, the ball's dead. So when it hits the bat, doesn't matter. And that was the 3rd strike.
Right.
Now the question is, did he swing? Which it certainly didn't look like on replay he did.
I didn't think he did. I think he was thinking about swinging at a fastball and then decided against it. And then it was just trying to save himself.
Yeah.
That ball was attacking him.
So that's the ruling. And the pitch outside. And it really mattered because the Orioles had runners at 2nd and 3rd with only 1 away. And Caleb had a chance to drive in a couple of runs on if he could have picked up a hit, but instead Verlander got his 10th strikeout. 1-0 pitch by O'Day. That'll be taken for a strike.
Yeah, that was a game-changing moment for sure.
It took 0 for 3, but a big defensive play. The 8th inning was all defense. 2 good plays made by Iglesias and the denial of the home run to Scope by Matuk in center field. Down the line in right field, long run. Joey Ricker was playing over in the alley. That'll drop foul. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. It's magic. It's absolutely magic. Back to the plate comes Matuk. 1 ball, 2 strike count on him. Andrew Romine, the on deck batter, waiting for his first at bat of the game. 1-2 delivery by Darren. That'll be popped up right field. Rickert this time almost in place. 2 down. Well, this series is going to continue tomorrow. Game 3 of the 4-game set. Wade Miley will be on the mound for the Orioles. Tigers will announce their starter after this game. Coverage on MASN 2, 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Southwest. Game coverage at 7 on MASN 2 and WJZ. All the access you need right here on MASN. 2 down, nobody on. Top of the 9th inning. Romine stands in. Third baseman. Came on to pinch run, stayed in at 3rd. And we'll take the big cut at it.
Darren O'Day working the high fastball there with Romine. He's had some success this year against the lefties as well. Holding them down to just a 174 batting average on the year.
Romine, another one way down low. Trying to catch up to Kent. Rondon in the bullpen getting ready to come on. He was pitching in the last half inning as well. Romines played the outfield, played the infield. Pitched in a blowout game. Foul back. Pitch riding in on him. 31-year-old veteran. One of those super utility ball players.
Yeah, can do it all. Play the middle of the infield as well.
Yep.
Also a very valuable player.
O'Day with 2 down and nobody on. 0-2. Ooh, that was riding in on him. Somehow able to get the bat on it and fouls it off.
That upshoot fastball working up and in. Talked about pitchers targeting more the top of the strike zone. Well, Darren O'Day, that's been one of his bread and butter pitches since he's been here.
Yep.
Ability to ride that fastball to the top of the zone.
Orioles have lost only 4 games when they've had a lead after 7. They are 43-4 in those games. 1-2 delivery on the way, and it'll go to short. Beckman's right there to haul it in on the line drive. Orioles get 3 to work with. Bottom of the 9th inning. Davis, Beckham, Rickard.
The United States military for protecting and defending our country.
We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning, and the Orioles need 3 to keep this ball game going and 4 to win it.
Take a look who they're going to have to do it against. Bruce Rondon, big power arm here. Rush that fastball. He can hit triple digits. Yeah, he's touched 100 a few times this season. See that earned run average though, well up there, 11.20. So some inconsistencies, to say the least. One's hitting 333 overall. Lefty's way up to 444. Only giving up the 1 home run though. First batter's just 125.
Rondon up and down a couple of times between the Toledo Mud Hens AAA and the Detroit Tigers. Rondon coming on to try and pick up a save in this ball game. Green has had 3 consecutive outings for saves. So not going to bring him, Brad Ausmus not going to bring him back out in this game. Chris Davis will take the pitch for a strike. Chris has struck out 3 times.
How's that for a first pitch fastball? 100 miles an hour. Here you go. Yow.
Rondon with the 0-1. That one will ride up and in. Rondon is 0 for 1 save opportunities this year with the Tigers. He was also working with the Toledo Mud Hens as a closer. Last year he had a 2-2 record and 9 saves with the Tigers. 1-1 delivery on the way. Davis swings over the top of that one. 1-2.
Got a little slider too. So it's a power fastball slider mix. And lefties occasionally is going to see a changeup as well.
Rondon, 1 ball, 2 strike count. Davis the other way. Interesting, Tigers choosing in this situation not to put the full shift on. They have kept Iglesias, the shortstop, over on the shortstop side of the bag, and they've played Kinsler in at second base, not way out.
Yeah. You're not thinking that Davis is going to be able to get around on a 100-mile-an-hour heater.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch on the way. Rondon will get another strikeout on him. So golden sombrero for Chris tonight.
Hard slider. Check it out, 89 miles an hour. Looks like a fastball in the inside corner. The bottom drops out of it.
11th Oriole to strike out in the game. Well, the big man at the plate tonight, Tim Beckham, 3 for 3 home runs, second inning, and a couple of single cents. Orioles need base runners here in the bottom half of the 9th inning as the Tigers picking up 4 runs, 3 hits in the 8th, and the grand slam by Justin Upton. And a swing and a miss over the top. Lexus Towson drive of the game.
Yeah, that is Tim Beckham staying red hot. Getting the Orioles on the board first with the solo shot to right center field. Tim Beckham enjoying being an Oriole uniform.
Lexus Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer, 7 straight years. Come see why at lexusofTowson.com. 99 and up high with it. A 1 ball, 1 strike count. Tigers have won only 2 games where they have trailed after 7. Trying to make it 3. Down to third and off the glove of Romine. Base hit. Big turn made by Beckham. He'll stay at first. Upton will retrieve. A 4 for 4 game for Beckham. He had 7 hits and 8 at bats in these 2 games.
Yeah, it's been impressive. They're shooting the ball all over the place. They're catching the breaking ball out in front, squaring it up, and just eluding Romine at third base.
So there's one of the base runners the Orioles need. Joey Rickert, a couple of pop outs and a strikeout. Rondon's delivery to him, breaking ball is in there for a strike. Rondon 0-1. That's there. Rondon has only 6 major league saves in his career. He didn't have any last year. The Detroit Tigers picked up 5 the year before that. Has had a number of saves in the minors. 0-2 delivery, rip foul. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Right now, Michael Givens on the losing side of the pitcher's mound. Verlander a chance to win his 7th for the Tigers. Runner goes over the head of Joey Rickert. Beckham goes down to second base on a fielder's choice, defensive indifference.
Smart play right there.
Take away that double play.
Absolutely. Some opportunities. I see the slider getting away. I think Joey Rickert feels too comfortable in there as it goes right over his head.
Rondon, I think, was a little surprised sensing the runner leaving over there.
Yeah.
Just kind of jerked that ball. Orioles 0 for 2, runners in scoring position tonight. 1-2 delivery on the way. Did he go? Nope.
Another slider here. Backing up on him. Rickert with the check swing. The hold up. See the bat head staying behind the hands.
Rondon, 2 ball, 2 strike count. all the way to the backstop. They got to play at third base. Throw is there. Oh my gosh. Romine puts the tag on. The ball coming off that brick wall.
Boy, this guy's not knowing where it's going at all right now. 100 miles an hour over the top of his head.
They're going to check this obviously in the video. Why not? Ball was there, but was the tag on? He might be safe.
Yeah, I think
looked like he got in.
Wow.
No reason not to challenge here. The Orioles have not challenged, so they will.
Oh, what a slide by Beckham.
Yeah.
Eluding that glove. Romine just kind of putting it in front of the base, expecting a foot or a leg to come up into it. Sliding away and then reaching back across with that right hand.
Another big play.
It's an athletic move.
Either have 2 down, nobody on in the bottom of the 9th inning, or a runner at third and 1 away.
All right. Real hard to tell if that glove makes contact for the hand, but it looks like he's safe.
So Jeff Nelson's the crew chief in from first. Corey Blazer, the umpire who made the call, there on the headset to New York. And we're back to the age-old review question. Is there enough to show the call was wrong?
Right. And that's the key. It's tough right there. It's a good play.
Yep. And I'm sure that they're going to say there wasn't enough to show the out call was wrong.
Absolutely. But you got to take that chance here at the end of the ball game at the review.
So Hicks on the throw down to Romine, and 2 down here in the 9th.
Oh, there's a couple tough breaks here in this ball game. Caleb Joseph getting ahead in that one. Will come back off the brick wall.
And a 3-ball 2-strike count on record, and the pitch is strike 3. So that's it. Ball game's over, and a big comeback for the Detroit Tigers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Givens takes the loss, and Verlander gets the win. Verlander comes to 500. He is 7-7, and the Tigers have won the first 2 of the 4-game set, winning it by a score of 5-2. Game 3 of the 4-game set comes your way tomorrow. Wade Miley will be pitching against the yet-to-be-named starter for the Tigers. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 O's Extra, presented by Southwest. Game coverage at 7 on MASN 2 and WJZ. This has been a MASN presentation. Tom and Rick standing by with a look at the comeback on a big swing of the bat by Upton in this ball game. For Mike Bordick and all of our crew here at Camden Yards, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks, everybody. Hope we'll see you tomorrow night right back at the ballpark. Adieu.